Debts, or rather loans, are a good thing. They can actually save your life and improve your life. But if you don't organize your finances well, debt can scatter your life. Hello money team, long time no see. I really hope that wherever you are doing fantastic. On this other side, I am well, thank you. Now I want to warmly welcome you to another episode of WEKA Shillings with the money team. Now these episodes have been long overdue, and I want to start by apologizing just in case you've been following keenly. Although I haven't been away, I've been away, but I've not been away. Why am I saying that? It's because these episodes, I used to do briefs of them on my Insta story. So please, if you don't find me here, please, you can always check my Insta stories, my Instagram, sorry. So this is my handle. You can always benefit from there as well. Okay, now that put aside, let me introduce the topic of today, which is debt. This has been highly requested for me to tackle, and it will be my pleasure to take you through 3 classes. So in today's class, it will be basically introduction. So if this is something that you are really interested in, then I hope you stick around for more of such content. I'm your host, Ms Rombo.
WEKA Shillings with the money team.
Welcome back. So I don't normally want to assume that you are equipped with knowledge. I'm here to equip you with the knowledge regardless of whether you know it or not. So on that note, we start from the definition. And what is a debt? A debt is money borrowed by one party from another. Well, I know you've understood the definition, but let me just give you an example so that you factor in what a debt actually means in a more practical way. So I'm going to use Kira as an example. Now, Kira is a beauty shop owner. So she runs a business, and the business is really doing well. It is doing well that she is in dire need of more stock, and the money or the funds that she's getting is not enough to equip everything that she wants in the store. So to run her finances, she uses cooperative bank. Now, because she's very consistent with her deposits and withdrawals, she has the privilege of always taking a loan. So she walks up to the counter, talks blah with the people there, and finally she walks away with an amount of money that can help her boost her business. So that's literally how a debt works. That's a scenario. Okay, well, now that we have all understood what a debt or debts are, let's move into why do people actually need a debt. Number 1 is to be able to pay for any unforeseen emergencies, and this normally just happens. You can run into debt because of emergencies when you don't have an emergency fund. Now, we've talked about this, and you can always find one of the videos. I'll try and link it right here. If I don't, the playlist will be in the description box for you to actually check out how you can build up your emergency fund account. The second reason why you might need a debt is because of a poor spending habits, bad spending habits. Like, you get your salary, just throw money here and there. You end up buying things that you actually don't need, and by the first 1 week of you getting your salary, you end up not having money to make you go through the entire month, and you might find yourself now needing those debts. Number 3 is that people need debts in order to be able to afford those large purchases, which obviously on a normal circumstances they could not afford. And these, I'll give clear examples, like, buying a house, buying land, and stuff like that. Number 4 could be because you need to boost or to do something somewhere, and you actually now need some funds to boost whatever it is you're doing in order to, build yourself or make more money in the long run. Now, according to me, those are the 4 major reasons why people actually get into debt. See, we've understood that part. So let's talk a little bit about the 4 types of debts that are out there. So number 1, we have secured debt. Secured debts are the debts that you actually need a collateral in order to be given a debt. Like, let's say Kira decides that she wants to take a loan, a certain amount, 500 Gs, right? So she walks into the bank, and in order for them to be given that 500 Kenyan shillings, she has to use probably her car for collateral. That's an example. So you actually need something, a property, something really valuable in order to secure the fact that you actually need loan elsewhere. This happens even within personal level. You could be needing 20k from me, but because I cannot just trust you with that 20k, maybe you give me your laptop to hold on to. So yeah, that's basically what it means to be in a secured kind of debt. The second one is very obvious, unsecured debt. Now this is debt that is just given in terms of, I trust you that I'll give you this money and you'll bring it back. In terms of the huge institutions and corporations that actually lend money, they actually look at your pay slips, basically just your ability to be able to pay the money back. So some of the examples of unsecured loans are now where we have the student loans, automobile loans. Yeah. Thirdly, we have revolving debt. Now, revolving debt, just as the name suggests, it basically means you can take a debt right now, and then once you pay it back, you can always just take another debt, like ile inareka. And usually this normally happens with owning or having a credit card. The fourth one is mortgages. Now, mortgage is just a debt that revolves around you buying property or land. So I think that is very self-explanatory. Well, now that we have all understood what the definition of debt is, why people need debts, and the different types of debts, now let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of being in debt or taking those debts. Higher. So the only advantage that is there, that obviously just comes with money, is the fact that it will help you out of a tight spot, regardless of what it is, be it that emergency, be it the fact that you need to make a purchase that you cannot afford right now. So basically there's only just one ideally and logic advantage to this, is the fact that it will help you when you're in dire need. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. The first one, there are only two of them. It's because these are the only two that make sense to me. Other than that, if you break them into tiny little points, you can always have as many as 10. But I'm going to discuss only two. So the first one is the fact that you'll have to pay that loan back. I know this is very obvious. Cindy, see, you know that when you borrow something, you're gonna return it, but you actually don't factor in what you need, or rather what it takes for you to be able to refund that money. Sometimes it gets hard, you guys. You know, people take car loans, wanashindwa kulipa, and then it's confiscated and auctioned out at a cheaper price. And that goes line in line with the second disadvantage, which actually is you might have to pay a ridiculous amount of interest. You know, let's say for example you borrow money from Tala, about 50k. At the end of the day, you might find yourself returning the money even at a tune of 80,000. So yeah, that's another clear disadvantage, you know, of having this debt. Well, that has brought us to the end of this class. Please, at this particular point, I'd really love to engage with you. So if you have any questions whatsoever regarding around debts, please let me know in the comment section down below. Now, in the next class, we're going to discuss how to get yourself out of debt. But before that, I'd love to tackle how actually people get into bad debt. So basically, the next topic will be about bad debts. Well, I hope you gained something from this class, and I hope I'll see you in the next one as well. And before I log off, as I always say, guys, don't forget to be kind to one another. Spread the love and happiness, and will make this world a better place. Till next time, bye.